Have you ever wondered what parasites are and how they affect us? Let's dive into the fascinating world of these microscopic freeloaders. Parasites, in the simplest terms, are organisms that live on or inside another organism, known as the host. These little invaders rely on their hosts for survival, quite literally stealing their nutrients and energy. It's a harsh life, but for parasites, it's just another day at the office. Parasites come in all shapes and sizes. Some are so tiny they can only be seen under a microscope, while others can grow to be quite large. But regardless of their size, all parasites have one thing in common. They need a host to survive. The relationship they share with their hosts is often a one-way street, benefiting the parasite at the expense of the host. Parasites are quite diverse and can be broadly categorized into three main types: protozoa, helminths, and ectoparasites. Protozoa are single-celled organisms that can multiply in humans, causing serious infections. Helminths, on the other hand, are larger and include flatworms, roundworms, and thorny-headed worms. These worms are often the culprits behind those unsettling stories you might have heard about parasites in humans. And finally, we have ectoparasites, which include ticks, fleas, and lice that live on, rather than in, their hosts. Now, you might be wondering how these parasites find their way into hosts. Well, parasites are masters of transmission. They can enter their hosts through various means, including contaminated water or food, insect bites, or even direct contact. Once inside, they set up shop, feeding off their host's energy and nutrients and often causing harm in the process. So why should you care about parasites? Well, despite their small size, parasites can have a big impact on their hosts, causing a range of health problems from mild discomfort to severe illness. Stay tuned to find out how these creatures can affect us and what symptoms to look out for. But don't worry, we'll also be covering how to start treating them and even some home remedies you can try. Did you know there are millions of different types of parasites? From the microscopic to the visibly grotesque, parasites come in all shapes and sizes, each with their own unique way of surviving and thriving. Let's start with the protozoa, a group of single-celled organisms. These microscopic parasites are often responsible for diseases like malaria, transmitted by the infamous mosquito, or Giardia, a common waterborne parasite. They are the invisible invaders, silently infiltrating our bodies and causing havoc. Next up, we have the helminths, the worms. Their names alone, roundworms, tapeworms, and flukes, conjure images of squirming, writhing creatures. These are the parasites you might see in horror films, but they're very real and can cause serious health issues. They inhabit various parts of our body, from our intestines to our blood vessels, often growing to alarming sizes. Then there are the ectoparasites, parasites that live on rather than in their hosts. Think ticks, lice, and fleas. They latch onto the skin, feeding on our blood and often leaving behind more than just an itchy bite. They are the couriers of diseases, transmitting pathogens from host to host. But humans aren't the only ones affected. Animals and plants too have their own set of parasitic foes. Animals often grapple with ticks and worms, while plants have to contend with parasitic fungi and bacteria that can decimate entire crops. Each of these parasites have developed complex life cycles and survival strategies, allowing them to exploit their hosts in the most efficient way possible. Some lay thousands of eggs to ensure their lineage, others manipulate their host behavior to increase their own chances of survival. It's a fascinating, if somewhat unsettling, world. And let's not forget, parasites aren't inherently evil. They're simply trying to survive, just like any other organism. In fact, some parasites may even play crucial roles in ecosystems, controlling population sizes and promoting biodiversity. Now that we know about the different types of parasites, let's delve into how they infect their hosts. How does a tiny organism take control of a much larger one? Now that's a question that underscores the fascinating, albeit unsettling, world of parasites. Let's delve into the process of how these minute creatures manage to infect their hosts. Imagine for a moment the parasite as an unwelcome guest. The first step for this guest is to find a way into the host. This can occur in a myriad of ways. Some parasites, like tapeworms, sneak in through the food we eat or the water we drink. Others, such as malaria parasites, hitch a ride via mosquito bites. Once inside, the parasite doesn't just sit idle. It embarks on a mission to establish itself. Some parasites prefer the intestines, others the blood or other tissues. They are like uninvited guests, deciding which room of your house suits them best. Now, it's not enough for the parasite to simply exist in the host. It also needs to feed and reproduce to ensure its survival. And so, it begins to take nutrients directly from the host's body. Some parasites even have the audacity to manipulate the host's behavior to increase their chances of spreading. Speaking of spreading, how does a parasite move from one host to another? Well, it depends on the type of parasite. Some release their eggs or larvae in the host's environment, waiting to be picked up by the next unsuspecting victim. Others require the aid of an intermediary, like a mosquito or a tick, to transport them to their next destination. So, there you have it. From entry to establishment, parasites are experts at invading, residing, and spreading. It's a process that's as intricate as it is disconcerting. Next, we will explore the symptoms that may indicate a parasitic infection. Feeling unwell and can't figure out why? It could be parasites. Now let's delve into the oft misunderstood world of parasitic infections and their symptoms. Parasitic infections can present a broad spectrum of symptoms, often making them tricky to diagnose. You might experience digestive issues such as abdominal pain or discomfort, diarrhea, nausea, or unexplained weight loss. Parasites can also cause skin problems like rashes, sores, or lesions. In some cases, symptoms may be systemic, affecting your whole body. You might feel constantly tired, have headaches, fever, or even develop anemia. Some parasites can also affect your mental health, leading to anxiety, irritability, and sleep disturbances. Certain parasites can cause more specific symptoms. For example, a tapeworm might lead to vitamin and mineral deficiencies, while a lung fluke could cause respiratory problems. Remember, these symptoms can often be mistaken for other illnesses. You might think you're dealing with a persistent flu, a stubborn skin condition, or a digestive disorder. But if these symptoms persist, and if there's a chance you could have been exposed to parasites, it's crucial to consider that possibility and seek medical advice. It's also worth noting that some people may not show any symptoms at all, particularly in the early stages of infection. This is why regular checkups and preventative measures are essential to maintaining good health. But fear not, there are treatments available for parasitic infections. Parasites might seem scary, but there are ways to fight them off. The primary route to recovery from a parasitic infection is through medication. Antiparasitic drugs are designed to target specific types of parasites, so it's crucial to get a proper diagnosis. For example, anti-malarial drugs are used to treat malaria, while anti-helminthic drugs are designed to rid the body of worm infections. Alongside medication, it's essential to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Regular exercise can boost your immune system, making it easier for your body to fight off infections. Hydration is also key. Drinking enough water can help flush out parasites and their toxins from your system. In some cases, dietary changes can be beneficial. Certain foods like garlic, pumpkin seeds, and papaya are thought to have anti-parasitic properties. However, it's important to remember that while these changes can help, they shouldn't replace professional medical advice. Lastly, prevention is better than cure. By understanding how parasites spread, you can take steps to protect yourself and your loved ones. This includes practicing good hygiene, avoiding contaminated water and food, and using appropriate protection in areas where certain parasites are common. So remember, while a parasitic infection might sound daunting, with the right treatment and lifestyle changes, it's something that can be managed effectively. In addition to medical treatments, there are also some home remedies you can try. Looking for a natural way to deal with parasites? Home remedies, when used alongside your doctor's prescribed treatment, can offer additional support. Let's delve into a few. Garlic, a kitchen staple, is known for its anti-parasitic properties. Incorporating more garlic into your diet can help your body fight off these unwanted guests. Pumpkin seeds, too, have been used historically to combat parasitic infections. They contain a compound called cucurbitaceae, which can paralyze parasites, making it easier for your body to eliminate them. Pomegranate juice is another potent ally. Its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties can help soothe your digestive system. Coconut oil, with its antifungal and antimicrobial properties, can also be a beneficial addition to your diet, but remember, these remedies are not a cure-all. They should be used in conjunction with, not as a replacement for, medical treatment. Remember, parasites are a part of nature, but that doesn't mean we have to let them take over. Stay informed, stay healthy, and until next time, keep learning.